I'm cutting in and out, then
We're
I'll hop
working.
off.
We're in the lab, and we're gonna make sure this happens as soon as possible.
Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're in the Into the Lab movie studio in San Antonio, Texas. Great move. It's fun. Londo's here in studio. We have a producer. It's not going to be a shit show. I'm your host, Ernest. So there's Londo with the hand. Appreciate you, Londo. Powered by the wonderful Blue Collar Media Group. And as you can see, all the lights are blue for one of those final call outs. Hopefully, huh, Kenny? Kenny Cotterill is on here. Hotel Room Kenny. You might have seen him in the recent Barbie movie. Ken, what's going on, bud?
I don't know how well this is going to go. This could be rough. I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, but I haven't been on in a couple weeks because I've been so busy with work and some family health stuff. So I'm trying to make it work. So happy to be here and thank you for having me.
That's love, Kenny. That's love. Where are you traveling to?
I had a 2.5 hour drive to head to Saskatoon up here to do some work meetings in the morning. So just trying to help out with ITL.
No, I love that. I love. Thanks for being here, man. That's love right there. That's love right there. Making his regular appearance, being wonderful, is Chris Borak back for another show. The new sports scientist of season 5. What's going on, Borak?
Hey, glad to be here with everybody. Glad to see Ken again. And welcome, Ed, to the show. Ready to get talking to some sports?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be a great cast. We got 6 of us here today. Really happy. Another sports scientist on his regular debut. That is right. Just Luke. Luke, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, glad to be back. Another week of great sports action to talk about. Can't wait. Here we go.
Now, he has become a regular since guesting back in, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but that is right. With the Last Call podcast, Chris Connor back in action, the newest sports scientist. What's going on, Chris?
I made my picks last week were 3-1. Unfortunately, the damn 49ers game killed me. But hey, hopefully this week they'll bounce back and not lose half their offense to injury.
Hopefully. Hopefully. It ruined me in 2 leagues, and we're not going to talk about fantasy football, but this is the moment we've all been waiting for. That's right. Our guest sports scientist for the week. That is right. Ed Robinson making his ITL debut. What's going on, Ed?
Oh man, all is good, Doc. Thank you so much for having me on this great show. Thank you to you and the gentlemen out there, man, for just welcoming me. It's awesome, and I can't wait. Let's get right to it. Thanks again, man, and I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely, Ed. I have been on your show a couple of times. We always start the year with a full analysis on different rosters, usually the Cowboys and the Texans, and I appreciate you having me on. I'm going to show the love right back. I'm going to send the people your way. Just to quote you in, tell the people where they can find your content.
Oh man, awesome. You can find me exclusively on Twitter at Ed Robinson82, and also you can find me on Instagram at Robinson Communications. So again, on Twitter at Ed Robinson82 and on Instagram at Robinson Communications. That's where you can find me.
I love it. The full group is together. Ed joining us. We have 6 sports scientists here. We are going to go full throttle into week 7. And of course, round 1 is going to be around the news around the NFL. And then, of course, we're going to do our prime time, way too early pick 'em for week number 7. And then round number 3 is going to be our fire round picks. For those listening, you won't get to see all the crazy action, but you're going to get to hear the crazy debates of the day. And let's get right into it with round number one. Our first round brought to you by Taquito Express. You can use the code BCMG or ITL at checkout, 10% off. All you can eat buffet, $9.99 down in beautiful Brownsville, Texas. They are expanding to San Antonio. Here they come.
No way.
Yeah, here they come. That food's going to be fantastic.
Wait.
Probably a future side of the Hoopathon. They'll absolutely be serving tacos at wherever we're at. So that's going to be awesome.
They're going to have a lot of competition. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. Use that code ITL or BCMG today. 10% off. Just say you heard it on ITL. All right. Let's just get this started. Big sports chat debate. News everywhere, right? Here we go. Is Justin Herbert mid? That's the first topic of the day after the Dallas Cowboys won 20-17 on Monday Night Football. Dak Prescott outdueled Justin Herbert. And we're going to start tonight's debate with Chris Borak. Borak has the first call. Is Justin Herbert mid? Borak, take the stage.
Are we really doing this? Like, okay, we're gonna do this. All right. So Justin Herbert is easily a top 8 quarterback. I don't know about outdueling this weekend, but the Cowboys did win. Herbert has been struggling, as we all know, with Brandon Staley is a horrible head coach. He's had Eckler in and out of the lineup. He's lost Mike Williams for the year, and he's still 5th in QB rating. He's still 7th in completion percentage, and he's playing with a broken finger in his hand. Like, cut the guy some slack. His offensive line is terrible. There is so many teams, contending teams out there that would love to have Justin Herbert. So yes, he is, without a question in my mind, a top 8, top 7 quarterback.
All right. So the first bit is that he is not mid. He is a top 7 or 8 quarterback from Borak. Kenny Cotterill, your thoughts on Justin Herbert being mid?
I'm just going to throw a stat at you. Justin Herbert has thrown 13 interceptions in the fourth quarter of one-score games since 2020, more than any other quarterback during that period. That being said, I agree with what Chris is saying, where there's plenty of teams who would be happy to have Justin Herbert's services. It doesn't help that he plays for the Chargers, which, if I'm not mistaken, they had a very mid Phillip Rivers, and then prior to that had a pretty mid Drew Brees. So it may be an organization thing with them. I don't want to give him the out of the weapons, because the weapons wasn't an issue last year when he blew a massive playoff lead to the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I don't know if putting him mid is fair. I think that saying that he's a part of an organization that's poor, but he also has some blame on that as well, is fair. Like, yeah, he's probably still top 7 or 8, but the way for him to get to top 4 or 5, which is probably what the Chargers need in order to actually be real contenders in the AFC, then he has to limit those mistakes himself. And that's not the organization's fault that he's done that.
Coming from the audience, our first comment coming from Kabuki, which is Derek. Derek saying top 8, not. Derek, go ahead and comment on there. Where do you think Justin Herbert ranks in quarterbacks? Are you saying he's mid? Are you saying he's middle of the class? Let's go over to Ed Robinson. Ed Robinson, if I had to challenge you right now, is Justin Herbert mid? You would say.
Oh, man, it's a no-brainer. Justin Herbert is top. He's a top 10 quarterback. Now, let's take some factors in for a moment. Again, as some of the gentlemen mentioned earlier on Justin Herbert, right? Bad offensive line. Brandon Staley, hey, the proof is in the pudding, right? We know he's not that guy. However, top 10, you look at Justin, his physical size, he's 6'6", 250, 260, something like that. He can see the pocket. The talent was there at Oregon. The talent is going to be there for the Chargers. But I think now, I think if Sean Payton would have waited another year, maybe 2 years, I think with Sean Payton, possibly he could have been the head coach of the Chargers. Justin Herbert would have benefited tremendously from that if that happened. We know how that turned out. Payton goes to Denver. That's another story for another day. But Justin Herbert is clearly a top 10 quarterback. And he's in the AFC West contending with Russell Wilson, also dealing with Patrick Mahomes and things of that nature. But long story short, Justin Herbert is a top 10 quarterback. He just needs the guidance. He just needs the coaching. And maybe Kellen Moore could have more of an influence on him. We'll see what happens. But long story short, Justin Herbert, he's a top 10 quarterback.
All right. We have takes all over the place right now. We have a mid from the audience. We have a couple people saying top 8 for sure, top 10 now. Chris Connor, you're passionate about this. Let me hear. Justin Herbert to you, mid, or is he actually top tier quarterback?
I'd put him top 5. I would put, if you were talking about talent and everything, and I mean, it's look. If this is, and I hate to say this here, but once again, Brandon Staley is an idiot, and we keep saying that. Like last night's game, that should have been a tie game going into overtime, but nope. Hey, he has to go for it on 4th and 2, even though it's a chip shot field goal. Nope, it's Brandon Staley once again. And how many plays last night where he gets the first down, all of a sudden, nope. Ineligible man downfield, holding, offensive guard, holding, offensive tackle. I mean, here's a scary thought. Imagine putting Justin Herbert with a coach like Andy Reid or Peyton, or even swapping him with the Rams. Imagine, heaven forbid that, he actually gets a head coach or imagine him and Mike McDaniel's offense. I mean, it's scary. Unfortunately, Herbert just has an idiot for a head coach, and he has an offensive line that's regressed, and he's stuck with a defense which literally can't stop anybody. So it's not his fault that he can't play defense, he can't block, and his head coach is an idiot.
So does the clutch factor matter at all for Justin Herbert, or does that not matter for you?
No, because the Chargers game, he puts up 30 points. You should win. The defense should be able to hold, the Jaguars to under 24 with all that talent. But no, they can't do that. It's mind-boggling.
That's fair. And to be fair to Justin Herbert, he has finished in the top half of the NFL since his rookie year. So it's hard to say he's mid now, but I'll tell you what, having him in fantasy last year, he was absolutely mid for my team. Just Luke, your thoughts on Justin Herbert? Give us that final take before I hit Londo with 30 seconds.
Brandon Staley's been there for 5 years now. Like, we know what we're getting with Brandon Staley. Like, I'm over the head coach. I'm over the GM. They overpaid Khalil Mack. They can't draft. The guys on that team, they have to be one of the older teams in the NFL. I mean, to get back to Justin, I can feel confident he's a top 8 quarterback. The last 5 games, he's thrown for 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, in the last 5 games, that's a pretty good start. It's not bad. This team Justin isn't mid. The team is mid. They have been in purgatory. They have been in salary cap purgatory. They've been in draft picks purgatory ever since Phillip Rivers and LT left. Okay? They haven't changed. They can get up big on teams that they shouldn't be winning against, and they lose the teams that they shouldn't, and they blow leads. The script has never changed in the last 10 years for the Chargers. It just hasn't.
He's not top 5 though.
Let me
No,
run
he's
through.
not top 5. No.
Let me run through quarterbacks just to tell me when to stop. Patrick Mahomes,
Next.
Josh Allen,
Next.
Josh Allen,
Next.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson,
Next.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Next.
Not the way that he's playing right now, but it's close. It's
Tua.
close. Tua's ahead of him, yeah.
Tua.
How do you put
Jared
Tua? I mean, is it Tua's that good, or he has more weapons that he can shake a stick at? Like, I would go this in terms of quarterbacks: Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and I tie Lamar Jackson with Justin Herbert. Herbert can play a full season. Lamar Jackson can't.
What about Hurts and
Jared
Tua?
Goff is better right now.
Oh, I would not.
than
Don't
Justin
even
Herbert.
go there. But Jared Goff is a
You
product
look
of,
at the numbers since about midway last season.
I think that's where we're going to stop.
Jared Goff is better than Justin
I'm calling
Herbert.
a foul here. I'm calling foul.
No, you can call a foul all you want. I don't give a shit. But you can go back and look at the numbers from midpoint last season and look at where Jared Goff is at. And he's thrown, 2, maybe 3 interceptions, has the Lions playing great football with equally good weapons. Like, I don't want to hear it. Jared Goff gets disrespected all the time, and he right now is playing like a top 5 quarterback more than Justin Herbert is.
Jared Goff
I
is
would
an
agree
offense
with that,
which is tailor-made for him. He is that system
We'll
quarterback.
go look at the numbers. We're talking about who's top 5 right now. Jared Goff is a top 5 quarterback right now the way that he's playing, is he not?
No, because he's basically a lot like Brock Purdy. It's put great
we're
talent
not
around him.
Putting Goff and Purdy in the same sentence.
That
That's
was my next
crazy.
question.
That's crazy.
Purdy,
He's the number 1 pick for a reason.
I
but
put Purdy and Herbert in the same.
based on what you said, Kenny, Purdy's playing better than.
You look at the numbers, it's not close. You look at it, Jared Goff has been phenomenal with that Lions team. And we're putting San Fran as the best weapons and the best offensive mind in the game. He has a defensive-minded head coach with less weapons, and he's not turning the ball over, and he's making plays every single week.
You look at that offensive line that he has, and you look at the running game. You look at the weapons. I mean,
I think it's crazy.
Justin Goff,
we have every excuse for Justin Herbert, but the second Jared Goff's playing well, then we got to find reasons to discredit him. I'm
not just if Jared Goff was so good, why did the Rams trade him? Because he's not. He's a system quarterback, and I think everybody.
Oh my God!
He's
a
Rams.
Dan Campbell system quarterback in a defensive setting. Come on, this is crazy.
Hey, when are we going to get to Baker Mayfield? Because Baker Mayfield is outplaying both these guys.
Baker Mayfield's playing phenomenal. We're going to have a Baker next week.
I just want to get under Kenny's skin.
Just Luke with the
Baker Mayfield's not even top 20 in passing yards right now. Fun fact.
Yikes. We got off to a hot start here on ITL. What else is hot are also some hot seats for some coaches. That's right. It's getting hot in here. NFL Coaches Edition is where we're going. I asked the guys to pick a head coach that's on the hot seat for tonight's segment. And if you don't have it ready, go ahead. Googling that out. Let's start off with Chris Connor. Chris Connor, you wanted this segment. You said, I'm ready to fight some people. Who is the head coach you like to talk about that's on the hot seat for week 7?
I say there's 2, Beards. In terms of getting immediately fired, it's Brandon Staley. In terms of getting fired at the end of the season, it's Bill Belichick. I think this is the last hurrah for both. Brandon Staley's an idiot. Bill Belichick is he's lost a step. He doesn't understand the current NFL. He still thinks it's smash mouth football, it's special teams, it's defense, hard nose, and it's not. The league passed that about 10 years ago. And you look at that Patriots and that team, it's the worst team I have seen in terms of talent. They are god awful. So those are my 2 guys tied for being on the hot seat. The only thing that saves Bill is the Super Bowl rings, and I don't think Bob Kraft wants to fire him in midseason.
Yeah, I like the Bill Belichick take. I saw a stat, and I'm trying to find out where I saw that stat, but Bill Belichick with Tom Brady, without Tom Brady, and it's not pretty. It's pretty terrible. I guess that's what you have when you have with the GOAT. Let's go, Borak. Who you have? Hot seat for this week.
There's about 10, but I'm not going to run through all of them. Brandon Staley. But yeah, I'll go through them. Brandon Staley, Matt Eberflus. He's definitely on the hot seat with the Bears. Ron Rivera with the Commanders. Kevin McConnell with the Vikings. Mike Vrabel with the Titans. Frank Reich with the Carolina Panthers. My number 1, though, is Brandon Staley. Second is Mike McCarthy with the Cowboys.
Oh, my.
Wow.
My gosh. Oh. You're absolutely right. Thanks.
I just want, let me quickly, I want to push back on 2 of those coaches. McConnell is safe because that team is just a dumpster fire in terms of injuries and bad drafts. It's not, you can't fire a guy because basically you got rid of the entire defense. Same with, I'd even say, Mike Vrabel. I mean, if he gets fired, the Chargers will pick him up in a heartbeat. I could even see the Cowboys picking up Vrabel in a heartbeat.
Well, I mean, that may be true, but these organizations are probably ready to move on from these guys based on what they're doing right now. And if Mike McCarthy doesn't win a Super Bowl, I can guarantee you he's on the hot seat.
I think he has a little more leeway than that. I think it's NFC Championship.
I
think it is.
They kept Jason Garrett for like a decade.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that he's on the hot seat yet. We
If he continues,
got 4 more playoff losses before McCarthy's on the hot seat.
It's going to be a while.
If you guys are okay, or if Jerry's okay with being second to last in the league.
Jerry hated Jimmy Johnson because Jimmy Johnson had too much control. He wants a puppet. That's what Mike McCarthy is. He doesn't actually care about winning.
Well, if that's true, then Mike McCarthy's safe.
He'll go on his radio show, though, and he'll tell you how much he cares about winning a Super Bowl, but then doesn't actually.
He's got to see one before he dies. Kenny, who's your hot seat coach?
I hope that the Packers lose to the Broncos so we can start talking about Matt LaFraud in Green Bay.
Matt LaFleur being one of the picks here. Just Luke.
I'm sticking with Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
I am. You get rid of Dalvin for a bag of chips.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins is done at the end of the year, and the defense is abysmal. Then you can say all you want that the organization doesn't draft well, when I completely agree. But what it comes down to is getting dubs with what you have. And you're not doing either one of those with Justin Jefferson sitting on the sidelines. And he's going to want paid. And I don't see him getting paid in trying to get a rebuild up there. I don't see it. So I think Kevin O'Connell is probably right there. And probably a close second is Vrabel. Like, it's beating a dead horse, but that team is old. They're old, and they draft terribly. You've drafted Will Levis and Malik Willis, and they're not even close to being NFL-ready quarterbacks, right? Derrick Henry is aging in a terrible way as a running back. Yes, he still had 100 yards rushing in London. I get it. But he's an old running back by running back standards. They're piecing together the skeleton of DeAndre Hopkins as a wide receiver. They don't have any weapons on there. The defense isn't great either. So Vrabel is supposed to be a defensive guy. And yeah, they can absolutely find jobs. There's no doubt in my mind they'll find jobs. It's just they're not suited right now for what their organizations are doing. And yes, you can blame the organizations. I'm not letting the GMs off. But what it comes down to is getting wins when you can, and they're just not doing that right now.
It might be a clean house situation in Minnesota, Chicago.
Oh, you guys are crazy. I mean, Kevin O'Connell is on his second year. He went 12-4 his first year. Now all of a sudden, with everything they got of a team, he's supposed to just turn magic. But you guys are crazy.
I mean, it's just they don't have anything, Chris.
So how is that his fault? I mean, if you're not going to get another coach,
you're right, Chris. You're right.
They didn't have a defense last year either, though. Like, they didn't have a good defense last year.
They won 9 games last year by 1 point or less. So,
I don't think he'll get canned in year 2 either. But I mean, the discussion has to be had, especially with the fact that you're at 2-4 and your wins are over Chicago, and I can't even think of their other win. I don't think that it was great. So. Like they're on pace right now to probably win 5 games, which definitely puts you on the hot seat when you won the division the year prior.
Yeah, somebody's leaving. It's got to be the quarterback, the GM, the head coach. Yeah, it's
Kirk. I mean, the no trade clause in the NFL is an absolute asinine. Unless you're Patrick Mahomes, no one deserves a no trade clause in the NFL. That is literally the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Ed Robinson, go ahead and wrap us up on this segment. Londo, did you have a hot seat head coach?
Yeah, the Bears, Matt Eberflus.
All right, we got another one for Matt there. Ed Robinson. A lot of NFC North chatter for this hot coach, this hot seat head coach segment.
Whoa,
Ed Robinson,
coach. Calm down.
Hot coach. Just kidding.
I'm gonna throw in a couple of wild cards. The first one, the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, Arthur Smith, eh?
Arthur Smith. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know. That mustache is too elite. He's kind of like Ted Lasso if he ate
It's
Big
bright.
Macs for breakfast.
They'll blame everything on Ritter.
Yeah, Arthur Smith from the Falcons. Bijan Robinson, a promising player, running back. I mean, I'm not putting it all on Ritter, but I'm just saying this is Atlanta one-dimensional team. Offensively, they're strong. Defensively, since the Matt Ryan days, we know how that goes, right? And I'm gonna throw in another wild card too. Dennis Allen from the New Orleans Saints. Derek Carr hasn't put up any big numbers defensively. They're playing well, but Pete Carmichael, their offensive coordinator, didn't call a great game against the Texans. So those are my two guys, Arthur Smith and Dennis Allen.
I honestly wonder if the NFC South has no one on the hot seat because the division is so equally bad that they don't know who's like super bad. Because like Carolina, they've got obviously the rookie QB and stuff, right? But I mean, I think it's fair to say that Ritter completely lost them the game against Washington last week. There's no reason that the Atlanta Falcons should have lost that game, and it's 100% on Ritter. So,
well, Kenny, I mean, somebody's going to host a playoff game down there.
I know, which is someone's got to host the 5 seed.
Someone's got to host a playoff game in that division.
Yeah, most likely it's going to be New Orleans, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, most likely it's going to be New Orleans going to be hosting.
Not even top 20 in passing yards.
What about the Titans head coach?
Yeah, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Vrabel's got the whole weird Patriots culture thing going there, but they don't win any games like Bill used to.
All right. We're going to move on to our final segment of NFL news. But first, Leonard Fournette did work out in Buffalo today. That might be a fit waiting to happen. Could they get their goal line back? We will have to see. But let's end tonight's NFL news with Chris Connor's last segment, Hope. That's right. Future Super Bowl in London. Are we going to see a Super Bowl in London? I vote Mexico City, but immediately I was booed earlier off camera. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It might have been borderline racism, but we're not going to go there. Let's talk about it. Chris Connor, what do you want to talk about here?
That's not cool. Eh?
I think we're getting to a point now where we might hate it. I know that Chris Borak might hate the fish and chips at the Super Bowl, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'd say within the next 5 or 6 years, we're going to have a Super Bowl, and hopefully, if this show makes a lot of money, we can, the sponsors will pay for all of us to go to the Super Bowl in England, and God save the Queen and all that good stuff.
The Queen's gone.
I mean, it's God save the King now, so I don't think that we're getting an invite.
If the Super Bowl is ever in Mexico City,
way to go! You just spoiled our trip to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we just lost our sponsorship.
That's tough.
But that's okay. We need to keep. If we lose the Super Bowl to another country, that's just the most un-American thing I can imagine.
Well, I'm not American, so I'm all for it. Although when a ton of people show up in soccer jerseys, it's going to get real awkward.
Yes, it is.
I think it'd be really awesome and intense.
The Super Bowl, people are just going to be showing up with cereal.
Hey, Meghan Markle could flip the coin at halftime during the opening game. We can have her flipping the coin. Beckham showing up. It'd be great. It'd be culture.
I don't know. After watching that Beckham doc on Netflix, I don't think that people love him there. So
I am not waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning to watch my Super Bowl.
No, it'll be like 11 a.m. That's early drunking, and then you pass out, and then you go to work on Monday.
No, it'll be like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll be perfect.
We'll
have the rest of the night.
Send the two worst teams over there and let them fight for the first round draft pick. Okay,
that
would be one. They already
send
the two worst teams over there multiple times a year to play in that stupid London series. So
exactly, send the two worst teams over there, and we'll call it their Super Bowl.
We can't even call it the Toilet Bowl anymore because they do like 4 straight weeks of London for no apparent reason at all.
Yeah, now
just send Carolina and Jacksonville over there, and let's get it over with.
Oh, let's have a Carolina Bears #1 pick bowl.
Yes. Although that would mean that the Bears don't.
Why not the Browns and the Bears?
Hey, you guys
the Bears just beat the 49ers. Have some goddamn respect. All right, so I guess So I guess I'm hosting now. So I guess next topic. Why is Ernest a fraud? Luke, I'm going to start with you.
Why is he a fraud? Oh,
And we're back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh.
I
Okay.
absolutely
You know what?
left. I
That's
absolutely
a
double
left
down
the
on
that's a
pick.
topic for another day, though. Luke, you keep you guys everyone on. Keep that in the headspace.
I'll put it in the hopper. Yeah.
Okay.
And Luke, I'm going to double down and say, you know what? In 10 years, we're getting a Super Bowl in Germany. That's right. Oktoberfest, beer, Super Bowl. That's going to be like
I mean,
American
if we're
over there
having
as
the
apple pie.
Super Bowl in October, then we got bigger problems that the NFL shrunk it to a 5-game season.
Wow.
I mean, we're definitely closer to 18 games than we are Super Bowl in London.
We're more likely to have the Super Bowl in Regina, Saskatchewan than we are to have it.
Hey,
in
I'm all for it, Kenny.
Stuttgart.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, Ernest, don't worry, we'll wait. So, Luke, back to that fraud topic. You got anything?
Oh yeah, the F word. Got it. I feel like Mike Wazowski right now with the ITL thing, like right in my face.
Chris Borak, I'm
Right-
going to go
right
to
there.
you. Why is Ernest Silva a fraud? He's got the headset off. Quick.
Because he's a Dak Prescott truther.
There it is. Ding, 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 ding. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he
Hit
heard
round
that.
number one.
That's a
All right.
BCMG guarantee.
Guarantee it.
Woo! BCMG guarantee.
Cannot.
Ernest is a fraud. Let's go. He put on the siren and everything.
You know what? They absolutely deserve it. We are going to end round one on that note, and we are going to go right into our primetime pick'em. That is right. Stick around. This is where you make your money, is that you're here for rounds 2 and 3. Most of you are going to start showing up right after this short commercial break, and we will be right back with primetime, ITL primetime pick'em, and Chris Borak gets his headlined and round number 1 on the screen. Here we go.
Get that shit off the screen.
Yo, Jill going down the hill. Gonna go fetch Jack in his little pill. Jack feeling down and that's pretty bad. Let's go.
Oh! Yo! Clip that! Clip that headshot! No!
A pistol. What the Okay, that didn't count.
Woo! Let's go, baby! Clutch it up! Yeah, I like it!
What? No way! Did that precision just kill me?
Let's go!
Nice, Papa!
Papa with the clutch kill at the end. Let's go.
Oh, I missed. That was bad.
Got him.
Nice.
Man, I'm going to go steal their shit.
That is definitely green.
You're dumb and it's orange.
We're both wrong, red.
I could get that solo if I tried it a couple times, but we'll come back to it.
I'm fucking dick right now. Holy shit. Like, I fucking suck right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
All right. Like the UT Longhorns football, we are back, and we are here for round number 2.
Stop.
ITL
Cut it.
Primetime
Cut it. Start over again.
Primetime pick'em. Here we go. Thursday night football. The New Orleans Saints host the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it was going to be a game where we're all forced to watch bad football. Let's start this one off with you, Kenny Cotterill, the co-host of Season 5 here on ITO. Who do you have and why?
I'm probably going to take my cat for a walk on Thursday because I really don't want to watch Jacksonville and the Saints. I also don't own a cat, so that means I have to go buy one ahead of time, which I
just walk by yourself.
That I
You don't
would
walk
contemplate.
cats.
No, I would do that so I didn't have to watch this game. But I'll take the Jags on the road, I guess. I mean, I don't love either team. I think they're like Justin Herbert. They're super mid, both of them. So give me Jags money line.
Just like Justin Herbert, Jacksonville is mid, and they're getting the first one there. Let's go to Just Luke.
The Jacksonville Herberts.
Give me the Jags. Jameis Winston's too busy fighting with his teammates on the sideline, so give me the Jags.
Don't worry,
Over
Luke.
crab legs.
He congratulates every guy though before they go into the locker room, and they had to show that video. So
He's a stand-up guy.
Jameis, all-time teammate.
Yeah,
eating
he's
those
a
W's.
real stand-up guy. Yeah,
He is. Just get him some crab legs. Chris Borak.
yeah.
I don't know what you guys are smoking. The Jaguars are frauds. They will choke and they'll lose this game to the Saints. I'm not even worried about it.
We're throwing out the F word,
They
eh?
beat Buffalo.
A fraud. A big fraud.
There we go. We got
I
our
don't
first
know when we
fraud.
started crowning Jacksonville like just automatic wins. Like they're not that good of a football team.
The Saints are good,
but the fraud word for it?
They just lost to
people
the
were
Texans.
throwing around Trevor Lawrence for MVP. So
I don't know who that was because surely
who
wasn't
on this
me.
show said that?
That was a topic brought up on this show by our host.
Well, yeah,
a lot of people were saying that.
but we've already established that our host is a fraud. So like we can't
Okay,
put any
well,
we can't put any
that's
weight
fine.
into it.
By the transitive property.
That was a full topic. Like
Yeah, that is a fact. Texans are winning the division.
I'm
hell.
confused. When did I become a fraud?
Oh, you missed it. We had a whole
missed it.
discussion.
We had
about
that
We had to host
analysis
the
early.
show, and it was a big ordeal.
It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it's not funny to me, okay?
Yeah, you would be a massive Democrat. Anyways, Chris, what do you think?
It's the truth. Borak chose New Orleans, so we go to Chris Connor.
If Trevor Lawrence is healthy, I would take Jacksonville in a heartbeat. I can't bet on Derek Carr, but as of now, right now, I'm going with the Saints just because without Lawrence, that team is just bad.
I confirm
He's
that
gonna
Lawrence
play.
isn't playing this week.
Yeah, he's gonna
play.
I don't know.
I'm just going to check that out while we get Ed Robinson.
He's
Ed Robinson, who you
questionable
taking in
right
this
now.
game?
Yeah, he is questionable.
Stop it, Kenny.
Man, this is going to be a tough one, but the latest report that we've been hearing that Lawrence's knee injury is getting better, so I'm going to give the slight edge. I like Jacksonville by 3.
Jacksonville by 3. He wants the spread on this one too. Ed
Hell yeah,
Ed is
brother.
ballsy with that pick. Let's
I mean,
go.
it's minus
Let's go.
1. What are we doing?
Take your stand. Yeah. I'm taking Jacksonville money line as well in this game. It's hard to beat New Orleans in the Superdome, but I think the Saints are frauds. I think the Saints are frauds. I don't think they're that good. I do think they have a cupcake schedule. That's why I like their defense in fantasy. But I do not like them overall. Let's move on. We're going to go to our second game. Londo, who did you have in this game? Sorry.
Jackson.
He's got the
Jacksonville
Bears
gets
and
that.
DJ Moore.
Borak and Chris keep us
Oh, that's coming
from
up, buddy.
our first BCMG guarantee. We're going to go on to our Sunday noon game, and this was a host pick. And here we go. Tampa Bay, 2.5-point favorites at home versus Atlanta. Let's start this off with Luke. Luke, who do you have in this game?
I don't trust Atlanta from as far as I can throw them right now. Sorry, Miles Bloomquist. Shout out Miles Bloomquist. So give me the Tampa Bay, not Lightning, but Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Cover, yeah.
All right. Tampa Bay minus 2.5 gets the first bid. I'll back you up there. I like Tampa Bay. I like Baker Mayfield. I like what they're doing. Mike Evans comes back healthy. Tampa Bay minus 2.5, too much for Atlanta to handle in the division. Let's go, Chris Connor.
Yeah, I'm going Tampa Bay. Atlanta's a hot mess. They're trying to figure out their quarterback. We're now even talking about Taylor Heineke, come in. That's not good news. So, yeah, I'm going with Tampa Bay just because Baker Mayfield is better for whatever crap that Atlanta has.
There we go. Tampa Bay has 3 picks, spread picks so far. Borak.
Well, I know I don't have to take one for the team because Kenny's going to take Atlanta. So there's no way in God's green earth I'm going to trust Desmond Ridder right now. And especially going into Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay's defense. I think Baker's doing a good job limiting turnovers and doing what he needs to do to just do enough to get wins. And I like Tampa Bay to cover.
We have 4 Tampa Bay picks, which means we are heating up here on the BCMG guarantee. Ed Robinson, who do you have in this game?
I got to go for the Bucks on this one. I mean, Baker's going to be solid in this game. Atlanta, one-dimensional team. They're going to get a lot out of Bijan Robinson, but too much Bucks. I like Tampa to win.
We are 5 into Tampa here. There's 7 picks. Londo.
Okay, give me Tampa Bay.
Oh, man, it's heating up here on ITL. We are 6 picks in on this. Annie Cotterill, who are you taking in this game?
I mean, it's going to be a cold day in hell if I let Baker Mayfield ruin the BCMG guarantee. So, no, actually, first of all, this over-under in this game is 38.5. It's
Slam the
38.5. It is so bad. Like, I think that this is like 13-10 range because Baker still stinks. Let's get that out there real quick. I think that the Falcons defense will step up because their strength is actually the pass game. And the fact that Tampa has one of the worst rushing attacks in the league, they basically don't use Rashad White at all. So I think that they figure out a way to win like 13-10. It's going to be a really gross game, though.
Atlanta ruins our first BCMG guarantee pick, and we have a 6-1 favor for Tampa Bay in that game, slamming the under. And we move on to Game of the Week. Game of the Week is Kansas City minus 5.5 versus those mid-Chargers. We'll start this one off with Borak. Borak, who do you like in this game?
Well, I mean, you guys just beat down Herbert so much. Like, how could I pick the Chargers? So they're playing in Arrowhead. I mean, I'm not picking against Mahomes and Kelsey. Definitely am taking Kansas City.
All right, Kansas City spread?
Yep, spread. Easy.
Kansas City minus 5.5 is the first bid here. Let's move over to Kenny. Kenny, who do you have in this game?
I got the Chargers winning it. Division games are really tough. I actually think that Kansas City hasn't looked the best, and they've also, like, if we're talking schedules, it's been pretty cupcake for Kansas City as well. Like, since that Lions game, haven't beat a lot of quality teams for me. I think that Staley knows that he's probably coaching for his job. You drop to 2-4 with the team that you have, you might be heading out of town really quickly. So I think that they find a way to win this one and save his job. So give me Chargers.
Chargers get their first pick. We have one Kansas City spread, one Chargers money line. Londo.
Yeah, give me KC for the spread.
KC minus 5.5, 2-1 right now on the ITL Sports Scientist group. Chris Connor.
Yeah, give me Kansas City. At Kansas City at home, a Chargers defense that just can't cover it all, and that pass rush from Kansas City has gotten even better. We're getting back Charles Owenu, to this week. That's unfortunately Herbert's going to be just running for his life because that offensive line can't block anything. Give me Chiefs by 7.
I'm going to take Mahomes and my auto to win this game. I don't think that they win it candidly. I think it's a backdoor cover and it's going to be close. Onside kick doesn't work. Kansas City wins this game at home. Divisional games are tough. I'm taking Kansas City money line. Let's move over to just Luke. Luke, who do you have?
So just imagine this, fellas. It's a nice afternoon. This game comes on, right? Chargers get up, nice little 20-18 lead. Probably about a minute 15 to go, and Patrick Mahomes comes out and does exactly what Patrick Mahomes needs to do, and Kansas City wins 21-20. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
We have 5 Kansas City picks. Ed Robinson, you're the caboose on this one. Who do you have in this game?
Well, let me just say, Justin Herbert, he's going to redeem himself in this game. He's going to be better, but not. He's going to be good, but not good enough. I got to go for the team that bring your brisket, burnt ends, mac and cheese. I'm going with the Chiefs on the money line.
Love it. Love it. A lot of Kansas City money line picks, couple spreads. Kenny's on the Chargers money line, saves us from having any picks so far in the BCMG guarantee. And that takes us to Sunday Night Football, where we will be heading to the city of brotherly love, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are 2-point favorites against the Miami Dolphins. And we'll start this one off with Chris Connor. Talk to us about this game.
As bad as the Eagles are playing at times, to me, it comes down to the huge matchup, which is Eagles offensive line. Can they stop Jalen Carter? Because he could do bad things to Tagliavoa. I think he could really almost put him out of take him out of a game early physically the way he's playing. So I like the Eagles. Close, hard-fought team. I think their defensive line will be the key.
Oh, Philadelphia to cover, Chris?
Yep.
Philadelphia to cover. Philadelphia -2 is the first pick here, Kenny.
I'm going to take the Eagles as well, but I don't like it because it's the Eagles, and why would I ever like picking the Eagles? They're very strong rushing attack that's honestly Miami's weakness in their defense is the run game. So I think that they'll control the clock at home. A lot of people are going to pick Miami because they're going to try and turn it into a track meet, but I don't think the Philly's going to let them. I think that they're going to control the ball for 35, 40 minutes, and they'll come away with a close win. I would take the Eagles on the spread just because it's only 2 points, and quite frankly, I shouldn't pick them if I don't think they can cover that.
Very true, very true. Ed Robinson.
It's going to be one heck of a game. It's going to be an offensive shootout. I think Tua is going to take advantage of that weak Eagles secondary. We saw Blankenship battling injuries, and Tua's going to come out on top. But Philly, hey, they got it on their mind, man. Jalen and the crew, they just signed Julio Jones today. I don't know how big of a factor he's going to be in this game, but it doesn't matter. You know, fly, Eagles, fly. I like Philly to win in a close one, money line.
All right.
Gross.
Philadelphia is rolling right now. Just Luke.
Give me the Dolphins. I mean, what in the secondary has given you any confidence they could stop Tyreek Hill? I mean, at any point in time.
Yeah, he's got a point.
I mean, yes, I get it. Like, it's one guy, but Waddle is not a scrub either. Like this offense can put up points. They'll figure out a way to run the ball. That Eagles defense is not a steel curtain defense. Okay, like they'll find ways around it. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a game, but there's nobody in that secondary that's going to go one-on-one with Tyreek. There's not a shot. I'll take my chances with Dolphins.
Miami gets their first nod from Just Luke. We're 3-1 Philly over Miami right now on the ITL.
Let me just
Go ahead, Ed.
Let me just talk to Luke for a moment. You're absolutely right. Mostert, I was just going to say Mostert's really good, but I just think that a fumble's going to happen, a costly turnover. It's going to flip the game. That's just me. That's how I see it. But, you know, big ups to Mo. That offense has been cooking all year long, no doubt, bro.
All right. Chris Borek.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm interested to hear the news on Lane Johnson because I do think that's going to have an impact. I don't think the Miami Dolphins offensive line is getting enough credit for what they're doing. I don't see the Eagles being able to slow down Miami's passing attack. Miami runs so much timed, coordinated, short routes. Everybody thinks of them as this track team that just throws deep, but they run so much stuff with crossers and slants. I don't see the Eagles secondary being able to stop that with the way the Miami Dolphins run the ball. And I do think the Miami's coming in with a chip on their shoulder because they got embarrassed in Buffalo and they want to prove that they're a top tier team. So I like the Miami Dolphins to go in and beat the Eagles.
Miami Dolphins get another bid from Chris Borak. Londo.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Miami Dolphins. That's my pick.
All right, we have 3 Dolphins, 3 Eagles. Comes down to the host of the show. I'm absolutely going with the Dolphins in this game. I think the Dolphins punch them in the mouth early, get out to a big lead. All of a sudden, the Eagles don't look as strong as everybody thought they would, and the division's wide open. Miami wins this game, and Mostert has a day. Let's move on. Monday Night Football is in Minnesota, and they have coming in a traveling San Francisco team, but let's roll it. Thank you to Mark. Minnesota underdogs at home against those San Francisco 49ers. Niners 7-point favorites on the road. Currently, Deebo Samuel, CMC, both playing in this game. So San Francisco looking to be healthy and back in the right track from their loss in Cleveland. I'll start this one off. I think San Francisco wins this game and wins it handily. I don't think it's going to be much of a barn burner there in Minnesota. I do think that there's a possibility of Minnesota trying to backdoor cover, but I'm going to say San Francisco wins this one probably by double digits, and it's going to be a pretty safe game. Londo, who do you have in this game?
40. Well, no, I'm going with Minnesota.
That's right. Yeah. Every week he goes with Minnesota. That's Kirk Cousins' love right there from Londo.
Yeah, I got to stay committed.
He is committed to Kirk Cousins and a hurt Justin Fields
He's
right
not
now.
even committed to the Vikings.
Primetime Kirk.
He's not.
That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that.
He's conflicted, and that's okay. Kenny.
Man, I better go get that cat because they're going to get some serious cardio, and I'm not watching this game either. San Fran's going to win easily.
San Francisco by 1 million is Kenny's pick. Borak.
I do think San Francisco's going to win. It does make me nervous about all the injuries that San Francisco has. I want to see if Trent Williams is going to be able to go in CMC, and I think Debo's a big factor too. Until I hear about the injuries, I'm taking San Francisco money line.
San Francisco money line gets a bit there. We're 3-1. San Francisco to Minnesota. This is absolutely going to be a host override if the rest sweep. Luke.
It's a bad week to be a Vikings fan after now you're going to play a pissed off 49ers team. So that's just not good. I would say the biggest thing is Trent Williams, like Borak said. I think that's huge for them. But if you're a Brandon Ayuk guy, start him this week, fellas. He's going to get his touches this week, okay? If Debo ain't playing, play some Ayuk this week, all right? But, yeah, give me San Francisco in the cover.
There we go, San Francisco getting another bid to cover. Ed.
Well, let me just be the first to say I'm going to say a prayer for Kirk Cousins because Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, no contest. 49ers money line, man.
There we go. San Francisco getting bids all the way around. Chris Connor.
Can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going with the Vikings.
God.
I know. And everybody's giving me the roll on, but that without Chris McCaffrey, without Deebo Samuel, without Trent Williams, we really look.
Christ.
I mean, everybody's laughing, but Chris McCaffrey is that offense. And now you're taking away Deebo Samuel. Now you're taking away Trent Williams. I mean, where's the offense coming from? It's not Brock Purdy. And you know that, Brian Flores is going to do everything to pressure, Purdy, who does not react well. I'm telling you, it's in Minnesota. They are trying to save their season. I'm going with the Vikings in this game.
A live look at our audience members who are still currently watching our
What?
Chris
Have
Connor,
the Vikings pressured anybody this year?
Chris Connor's out here talking like it's a KJ Osborne legacy game or something this week. Like, come on.
For the first time in ITL history, we have no BCMG guarantees out of primetime picks, which is crazy. We actually have a chance then this week. Of course, it's my Vegas week, so I get to go with no spread picks. But thanks, guys. We will go right into round 3, which is fire round picks. It's supposed to be machine gun through this, but with all 7 of us doing picks, it might be a little bit longer. Thank you for all y'all listening. We'll be back right after this short little interlude from our logo.
We're absolutely ripping 55 minutes in.
We are. Yep, that's right. Fire round pick'em is what round 3 is all about, and we cue the music. All right, our first game for fire round picks is going to be in Chicago versus Vegas, and what I feel might be our first BCMG guarantee. Anybody going with the Bears?
My cat's about to have massive quads. Definitely not watching this.
Wait, so we have to hear it out. Londo has raised his hand. Londo, are you picking the Bears?
Negative.
For fuck's sake, Londo.
And
I mean, what are we
doing? Tyson Badgett, is it? Yeah, he's gonna light it up against Aiden.
Gonna say Matt Eberflus loses job for a fucking week. What are we doing?
Can we say that this might be the worst quarterback matchup in NFL history if it's Aiden
Yes.
O'Connell?
How is this not the snoozer?
Badgett?
What is the snoozer this week?
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right,
have a
and I don't
snoozer for
even
you.
think he knows because no one's ever called his name before.
That's funny. Okay, so host override. Vegas -3 is going on the BCMG guaranteed ticket. Wave those fingers in the air and wave them like you just don't care. The Vegas Raiders have started and infiltrated the BCMG.
I'm co-host overriding your override. This isn't going on the ticket. There's no way that we're putting Aiden O'Connell on the ticket.
Yep.
I'm not
That
putting
is
it
right.
on there. I'm not putting it on
It's
there.
happening.
I just
It's
overrided your
happening.
override. There's no possible way that we're taking backup QBs on the ticket. Are you crazy?
Put
He should
Cannon
have let us-
O'Connell's respect on that man's name.
You should have let us put Tampa
He's
Bay,
not even
Kenny.
the most famous O'Connell.
Hey, you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm taking the Bears just because
There
it's
we
not even
go.
O'Connell.
Yeah.
It's Brian Hoyer. You never picked Brian Hoyer.
God.
Never picked Brian Hoyer.
And Brian Hoyer
Against
doesn't even
Badgett, I
have
would.
the Patriots revenge game this week. He's going to be
And for
like
the-
8 for 21 for 48 yards.
What are we
For
doing?
the first time in ITL history, we have removed a BCMG guarantee
Good.
pick from the parlay.
Not putting that on there.
Jacobs is going to have 10
awesome.
receptions because they're just going to dump
Oh
the
my
ball
God.
off every time.
Screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Screen.
I'm
He
going to
won't
take
take the
Brian
ball.
Hoyer over 4.5 rush yards.
All right, we move on.
No, I'm taking
Chris.
the under
I
on that.
appreciate it.
We are moving on. New England versus Buffalo. Buffalo -9 on the
Yeah,
road.
let's move on.
Anybody
It's
taking
Bills
New
money
England?
line. Bills money line. Let's move on.
Bills.
Bill's
Okay.
money line is fine.
Stop it.
Don't take
No
the
one.
spread because it's a division game, but goddamn, take the Bills money line.
Oh, you guys are crazy. You
Bills.
take the spread. Take the spread. This is the
Wave
The
those fingers
Bills
and wave
take
them
the
like
Patriots. The
there.
Patriots aren't take mode. Take the Bills. Take
well,
the Bills with the
I'm not
points.
taking.
I am
I'm not
guaranteed
taking
that.
9 points.
Our BCMG parlay consists of Buffalo money line on the road against New England.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Awesome.
road game. I'm not taking a 9-point road spread.
Have you seen the Patriots? Take the Bills.
Well, yeah,
All
I'm
right,
still
like
taking
this will
I'm
be
still
like a
taking the
28-3
money line. I'm just
game.
not betting an over TD road division game. It's crazy.
I just
don't
want to
care
make
how
sure because
bad
there
they
is
are.
a bit of a delay. Ed Robinson, you're good with Buffalo, right?
If he's not, send him to the back.
Someone poke him. Oh.
Good.
Oh.
Yes, sir. What's up?
There he is.
All right. We are good. All right, we're going to Indianapolis versus Cleveland, in a game where will Deshaun Watson play?
Cleveland.
And who are these
Cleveland.
Colts? It looks like everybody's taking Cleveland. Anybody taking Indy at home?
Nope.
No.
Gardner Minshew's going to get crippled.
Gardner Minshew's about to channel his inner Chris Farley when he's living in a van down by the river.
I mean, the Colts don't
that
even
was
give the
fun.
ball to their best player. So how are they supposed to win this game?
Who, Michael
Oh,
Vick?
come on. They get Zach Moss the ball plenty of times.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got
no
Zach
chance.
Moss.
Are we good with 2 points on the parlay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're not, that's really bad.
All right, Cleveland -2. Finally, we get a spread pick. Fingers there, waving like you just don't care.
Yeah.
The BCMG guarantee has
Go
2
go
now. Buffalo
Browns.
money line. There we go. We got a Browns guarantee from Ed Robinson. Cleveland -2 enters the parlay, and that will take us over to our next game, which is going to be in New York. And cue up to Mark. In case you didn't see it, the Giants just made a tackle on the screen. You haven't seen that probably all season. Giants versus Commanders. Commanders 2-point favorites on the road. We start this one off with Borak. Borak, who do you got?
Commanders. I'm not even worried about it.
Luke?
But I mean, yeah, I think I got to go Commanders because Tyrod looks terrible.
Not even close. Take command.
Brian Daboll is literally yelling at everybody from the GM down to the water boy. So give me the Commanders.
Looks like Ed took Commanders as well. Chris Connor.
Yeah, Commanders. Brian Daboll looks like he wants to just start, hanging people basically by their ankles and just beating them. Commanders by big.
I've got Commanders as well, Londo.
Commanders.
All right, Kenny, is this a parlay?
No, it's Tyrod Taylor's legacy game. And it's going to be a cold day in hell if we put Sam Howell on the BCMG guarantee. So give me the Giants.
What?
Wow. Kenny
Sam
overriding
Howell
on this game.
Wow, Sam Howell hate now? Good Lord, Kenny, you're angry.
The hate is real
I hate,
tonight on
I hate
ITL.
everything.
What?
Kenny, did somebody kick your dog?
Yeah, I don't
No,
get Sam Howell hate.
no, someone kicked my
hit his
cat when
cat.
I took it for a walk. It was really sad.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we have 6 Washington picks, 1 New York Giants, thanks to Kenny. And that takes us to probably what might be for some the game of the week. But Baltimore -3 versus Detroit in a game that will be pretty good because Baltimore's hard to beat at home. Luke would say those Ratbirds are nasty, but let's cue it, Mark. Baltimore -3 versus Detroit. Baltimore at home in this one. Let's start this one off with you, Borak. Who do you got?
Yeah, this is a trap game, Luke, and I am putting my thing behind it. Ravens are going to win this one.
Ooh, big call there. Baltimore with the first pick. Luke.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, Borak. It is a trap game. But there's no one on this Raven offense that scares me. There's no one on that offense.
I agree with you
now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think that Detroit going into Tampa, that was a gut check to them because they lose that game a lot of the times over the years. I think they can control the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and do what they need to do, get out of there. I mean, it's probably going to be like a 17-14 game, Detroit.
Detroit gets the second call here. Ed Robinson.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game. Now, Detroit, no running game. Montgomery, he's hurt. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs can only do so much. So really, the pressure is going to be on Jared Goff. But I mean, too much Lamar Jackson. It's going to be a dog fight. I like Baltimore by 3. I'm looking at it maybe a 27-24.
All right, we have 2 Baltimore picks and a Detroit pick. Londo.
I think Detroit's going to take this one.
Londo, Pro NFC North today. Pro NFC North today, big time. All right, 2-2 going into Kenny Cotterill.
I'm just going to give some gambling advice on this game. If you like the Lions, you have to take it now because there's going to be a ton of people who will probably bet the Lions. And by the time you get to kickoff, this will be at like -2, -1.5. I like the Ravens personally just on the money line. But again, just giving the advice of if you like Detroit, take the points now because there's not going to be a ton of bets flooding in on the Ravens on this one, not with how they've looked recently.
I worry about the Lions with David Montgomery probably not playing this week. Lions have been fluctuating with injuries all over the place on offense and defense, but I am going to take the Detroit Lions to win this game in a statement game showing that they are for real and can win those tough games,
and showing that
especially on
Jared
the road.
Goff's better than Justin Herbert.
Yep, because he's mid. Chris Connor, break the tie here. It's 3-3.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens. You look at the Lions, and it's like, okay, if the Chiefs win is nice, but that was without Travis Kelce. And then it's like, okay, Falcons, terrible team. Packers, terrible team. Panthers, terrible team. Buccaneers, not much offense. To me, this is the big challenge. And without Montgomery, I don't like the Lions to be able to have a balanced offense. So give me the Ravens in a hard-fought game.
There we go. Baltimore gets a tiebreaker. They're 4-3. Baltimore on tonight's episode in Fire Round Picks. Good luck to you on that bet. Let's go to Seattle. Seattle versus Arizona. Seattle 3-point favorites at home. I'm going to start this one off. I like Geno Smith and the Seahawks to win this against Seattle. So I'm taking Seahawks first. Londo.
Yeah, give me Seahawks.
All right, 2 Seahawks picks. Borak.
This is gonna be another nasty divisional game. But give me the Seahawks. They're at home, so I'm gonna give them the edge.
Luke.
Seahawks money line.
Let's Connor.
Seahawks big.
5 Seahawks picks. Kenny.
What book are you using? The Seahawks are -8 right now.
I have a -3.
Well, hammer that. I mean, Seahawks money line, but if it's 8 like it actually is, then probably not to cover.
All right, so Seattle -3. Thanks, Kenny. All right, Ed Robinson.
-8.
Seahawks money line, but I expect Kenneth Walker to have a big game in this one. The Cardinals won't stop him. Seattle in the money line.
All right, we have Seattle
Yeah,
going
it
on.
is -8.
Yeah, I have it 7.5, so we have that wrong. Seattle, though, what do we do?
I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, normally if it's like within a point, like it varies book to book, but when it's 5 points, I'm like, Ernest, you need to send me that book right now. You got a promo code? Like I better go hammer that right now.
Do we feel good about 6.5, 7.5?
No.
No. All right. Seattle money line is entering the BCMG guarantee. Wave those fingers in the air and wave them like you just don't care. That's a BCMG guarantee. Of course, you know the policy. If that BCMG guarantee doesn't hit and you put money on it, just reach out to Steve, the general riser, and get your refund money back on that bet. All right. So we will move on to the Los Angeles Rams playing host to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rams 3-point favorites at home. We'll start with you, Luke.
Pittsburgh still can't run the ball. Doesn't matter that they've been off for a week. The offensive line is going to be probably in shambles with Aaron Donald. The secondary still hasn't found their way yet. I think Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp can find their way, especially in the intermediate to crossing routes, and that's always been a part of the Steelers teams that they just can't figure out for some reason. So I think the Rams can do just enough. I don't like the running back situation for the Rams right now, but I think Matt Stafford will be able to do just enough to win this game.
There we go. Rams get the first nod, and I'm not going to bet against somebody who's against their team, so I'm taking the Rams as well in this game. Chris Borak.
I rarely bet on Najee Harris, so I'm definitely going with the Rams.
Benny Cotterill.
I like Luke more than the rest of you, and while he isn't betting his own team, I'm going to take Pittsburgh money line.
Pittsburgh to upset that BCMG guarantee. Chris Connor.
I like the Rams. They're cooking right now. I don't trust Kenny Pickett, and I think I think there will be the Rams sort of nice little sort of run the next couple weeks.
Rondo.
Yeah, I'm with Kenny. I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
2 Pittsburgh picks. Here we go. Ed Robinson. We may have lost Ed there. We're going to come back to him, though.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. I hear you, Ed.
All right. Bad man. Matt Canada. Yeah, you can hear me. All right, cool. Now I was just saying, man, Matt Canada, man, that offense is bad. Just the Rams are gonna run roughshod, man. Give me the Rams, double digit.
All right, Rams get the pick there, and that's 5-2 Rams going into the final game of the week. And for me and for this show, it has been dubbed the snoozer of the week. That's right. Denver Broncos versus the Green Bay Packers. Packers 1-point favorites on the road, and we get to watch this game. So, Luke, start us off.
I mean, I can't. I don't know. God damn, Ernest, you had to start with me.
Next, pass.
Man,
tie.
Give me.
Packers.
Give me the Packers.
Packers
at Lambeau.
Packers seems very, very sure from Luke, and I'm just going to double check. It is in Denver.
It's in Denver?
It is.
Give me Green Bay.
All right. Borak.
I don't like it. Don't like it, but
I'm gonna take Green Bay. They had a bye week. Both these teams are a disaster. So this is definitely a dumpster fire. But I do like Matt LaFleur to win this game and piss Kenny off.
Kenny.
I don't actually get pissed off. But
He just takes his cat out on the wall.
Right.
But Matt LaFraud is definitely going to be in trouble after this week when you lose to Sean Payton and let's ride Russell Wilson.
Wow.
So give me the Broncos.
Two Green Bay picks and a Denver pick. Londo.
Packers.
Of course, it's an NFC North team. Chris Connor.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going with the Broncos just because it's in Denver. And I hate to say it, the Packers are a dumpster fire also.
Matt LaFraud.
Yeah, they're both dumpster fires.
Yeah, they're both bad. I'm taking Green Bay to win this game off the bye week. I agree with Borak. I think the better team, the rested team, is going to be Green Bay this week. Ed Robinson, thank you so much for being our guest. Show our guest picks for this week. Your ITL debut. Who do you have in this game?
In fairness, he probably got chased off also by this game. It's just a stinker.
Euler.
Can have the most ripped cat in the neighborhood, though.
I think we might have lost him this time. So we will get. Wait.
He's researching this game.
He's like, where can I get a last-minute flight so I don't have to be on solid ground when this game's happening? Yeah, I'd say that he's out, but let's just put him down for the Broncos.
You know what? I want to call shenanigans here. Borak probably is secretly going to watch some of these bad games, like Bears, Raiders. He's going to sit there a couple of years and just, like one of those games where, hey, if you throw an interception, take a shot.
No, he's definitely doing the incomplete pass game, and he's going to be hammered by halftime.
Yeah, if I'm hammered, I may watch this game. Not guilty of that. Yeah.
I can tell you this much. If you've got a TD parlay, let's maybe avoid this one. There's other options.
Yeah, I'm not even betting any prop plays on this game.
Yeah. Is that back? We got him? Nope. Okay, let's move on. Why is Ernest a fraud? Borak, go.
Because the Cowboys played the worst pass defense, and now he's
Oh, yeah.
crowned MVP. That's why
Love it.
Ernest is a fraud.
Hey, that's a
Anyways,
BCMG
before I cut
guarantee.
everybody off, let's go to our comments tonight for fantasy football. Purdy or Love this week? If you had to play him in fantasy, let's go around the
Neither.
room. Right.
Go
Who's on the
find
waiver wire?
Aiden O'Connell. Even if he's not playing, start him.
We've got
Purdy,
waiver wire.
I would go Purdy.
Purdy, I guess.
Purdy out of those. We got 2 Purdy picks.
Gardner
Kenny?
Minshew.
No.
Gardner Minshew.
Chris Connor, who would you take if you had to start somebody this week?
That's like asking me who do I rather want, Mac Jones or anybody
Gardner
else in
Minshew.
the Patriots quarterback roster. I guess I'd go with Purdy, but God, that's an awful choice. That's like saying death by firing squad or death by hanging.
Honestly,
I take Purdy. I go Purdy.
Start Bailey Zappi for when he comes in the second half as the third
Purdy,
stringer.
for sure.
So much Purdy hate.
It's because you guys hated Jared Goff.
All right.
I never said anything bad about Jared Goff.
Tonight's episode brought to you by, of course, the wonderful Triple Double Basketball Academy. Have been a sponsor of the show for years and part of the Hoopathon. We appreciate them. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Let's go around the room and tell the people where they can find you. Let's start with our co-host for season 5, Hotel Room Ken. Kenny, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on the streets of Regina walking my cat from Thursday through Monday. And at HedgePod on all social platforms. Thanks for having me, Jared Goff for MVP.
Absolutely, Ken. Thank you for coming on the show. Just Luke, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Hearts2282. Mental Health Awareness Month, guys. Like I said, resources available everywhere. You can go to my Twitter bio. There should be, I'm pretty sure there's a link for the suicide hotline in my bio. Just remember to reach out to your friends, talk it out. And if you need help, call the suicide hotline. They have therapists on call 24/7. There's always going to be someone to talk to. Ernest, I appreciate you giving me a platform all the time, and good luck this week with our bets.
Of course, brother. Thanks for the plug. Chris Borak, where can they find you?
At Clutch City 52 on Twitter. Good luck to everybody on their bets and their fantasy teams. So it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys, talking some sports tonight.
Absolutely. Chris Connor.
You can check me out at lastcallpodcast.com if you want to hear more great interviews. We'll be talking Showtime getting rid of this week's boxing, which is heartbreaking. If you know, or you can check me out on Twitter. It's Twitter or x.com/lastcallchris. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as well.
Wonderful. Always a pleasure to have you on, Chris. I like that you're a regular on here. It's been wonderful. Of course, in-studio producer, can't thank you enough. Thank you, Londo, setting up the camera, setting up the lights, setting up the whole studio. You want to wave at the people? Oh, wait. Let me bring you on. Go ahead. Wave at the people, Londo. There he is. There's that hand. And, of course, last but not least, we may have you on, Ed. We may have lost you. But, Ed, tell the people where they can find you.
All right, here we go. You can find me on Twitter at EdRobinson82 and also on Instagram at Robinson Communications. Again, thank you so much for having me on, Doc. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. You're always welcome back on ITL anytime, any place. And Ed, just to make sure, Green Bay or Denver?
All right, I think this is the game where Russell's going to get over the hump. I think Russell's going to do a lot of cooking. I think he's going to have cook a grilled cheese sandwich to go with a tomato soup. I like the Broncos by 3.
There you have it, everybody. Denver with that last pick. And we appreciate everybody sticking around. If you're listening in your car, on your comfy couch, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. And if you're watching, good luck with all your bets. I'll see you guys in Vegas for those going to the festival. Have a great night, everybody.